I really like this new
Hello, everybody.
OBS. Oh my god, my voice! Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
I know it's scary.
OBS is pretty
Sorry,
okay.
Do you need my
OBS.
do you need my camera
Yeah.
lower? Or am I gonna ruin everything if I do
If
that?
you go ahead and make it lower if you want. I can
Looks
adjust it over here.
Looks like I'm a little high.
Yeah, you are.
Yep. I can feel the music playing. I can see the banners fly. Feeling like a mannequin and hope riding high.
Okay. I got Alyssa Mercante and Jeff Bakalar fighting because of hockey, because she's a Rangers fan, he's a Devils fan.
Oh, good. Well, as long as it's only
I'm a
about that.
devil. Oh, she's like David Putty from Seinfeld.
I feel like I need to
We are the
personally
Devils.
apologize to her for being the
Devils.
worst dressed person.
How did you-
You just explain your situation. I wasn't going. Like that's
I wasn't going, but I don't think that's good enough.
okay. All right. Next year we'll fucking bring it.
Yeah, I think next year I'm gonna be real intense.
Okay, that sounds great.
Oh, like this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, dress wise,
I
yes.
thought about a blazer. That's as far as I got. I
I
thought
did
about
wear a
it.
blazer later. I wish I wore it to that thing, but that was like the one thing I didn't.
Dressing wise. Okay.
That's good. Okay, music.
Okay, now they put a little volume, and I think I'd say Mike's coming in a little hot.
Mikey's coming a little hot.
Yeah, Mikey's
Yeah.
coming in a little. You know what? Let me turn down on my side. Well,
No, it's not a volume thing.
No,
it's
no.
he's
Yeah.
blowing out.
It's,
Okay, I'm not paying
he's
attention.
blowing up.
You want me to lower my gain?
I do.
Yeah, lower the gain and move the mic actually slightly away from your mouth. Ever
And
so
also,
slightly.
quit being such a
How's that?
dumb idiot.
There you go. How's this, everybody?
I still
Mike's
better.
already- It's not blowing.
It's still a little more.
Still a little bit.
Yeah, it's still a little
blowing.
hot.
It's
it's
still
still
lower the
blowing.
gain a bit more.
Yeah, lower that
How's
a bit
that?
more.
A little bit more.
Oh,
Look
wait.
Oh.
Keep talking.
Okay, Mike Minotti, I'm gonna keep talking. Did I lower it too much now? Did I mess something up?
No.
No, definitely. It
I think
sounds
good.
that's good. I think that's
Jesus
good.
Christ.
I think that's good, yeah.
What's wrong?
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Baby,
Maybe you have a
all I
bad
want
mic.
For we
No, I don't
miss.
have a bad mic. It's a good mic.
Nah, he's the bad
He's
Mike.
the bad shit.
Ah.
Don't tell me the mic's a problem because I'm already gonna have a freaking
The mic's not a problem.
stroke because my
Mic is not a
I don't
problem.
know. Something
You,
like
you
here's
have
not
been using
running.
the same mic for like forever now, so
I mean, it's a good mic.
you can always get a better one.
I ask people for a better mic, and they tell me no. And I asked them, should I get a better mic?
No, because I don't want you to deal with XLR because you'll complain.
Oh,
It won't be better.
He's not wrong. The wave, I've been saying for years now, the Wave 3, it's perfect for Mike.
Is the Wave 3 okay these days? The
It's
soft.
perfect for Mike.
Okay, yeah. I
Well,
just
we'll
don't
talk
like the
about this
software.
afterwards,
Well,
'cause
I assume the
might be
software is
buying-
bad because it's
I might
Elgato.
already be buying a computer, so I don't know. We'll see.
You guys heard that?
Stream.
Yes, I heard it.
Yes.
Chat, that
Did you
should
tweet,
have
Jeff?
sounded a little bit low to you, but I will take a look at that in a second. I have not tweeted. I will do that right now.
Super Mario.
What are you gonna buy, a 4090? You know that's the only option, don't you?
Well, I'd buy a pre-built. Yeah.
From NZXT, of course, right?
Yeah, from NCXC. Shout out to NCXC.
Yeah,
promo
just
code.
exactly how much are they sponsoring?
I mean, I could probably at least get you a discount
Well,
at the very least.
I'll
I
take
mean,
a
Andy, you
discount.
should have asked Andy. He was right at the thing in the back in the green room with you.
I don't know who's working where.
Okay.
What can we get? Can we get a NCXT? Can we get like a sponsor? What
Yeah,
do we
I
have to
could
do?
probably, I could probably ask him for some gear for this podcast.
Yeah, tell them to sponsor this podcast.
at the very
What
least, we can get like
It's
some
a way better
microphones and
podcast
stuff.
to jump
Tell them
on.
to sponsor me.
You want to sponsor RoboMitch? She's already a computer.
The award-winning
Human
RoboMitch, yeah.
What else was I gonna do? Was I gonna do anything else? I think
Tweet? Did you tweet?
that was it. That was probably it.
I'm saying that his only options is a 4090 because he wants to run this game at 4K.
It's a lie. I was running it at 1080p, Christian. You shut the hell up.
Oh no, what happened this time? Actually, maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I don't want to know.
Just
I don't
you
know-
shut
I
your
don't know
mouth.
what
That
he's
was a
talking
while
about.
ago. I don't run my games at 4.
Oh, okay.
No,
that's I
that's
was
what
just saying. I thought you wanted to. run
Don't
games
test
at
me
4K.
on this. Don't test
I'm
me
sorry.
on this.
I thought you wanted to do that. That's why I'm saying that.
I mean,
thought
if
that
I
was
can, all I want is 60 frames per second. I don't care
Okay.
what I do. 1080. If I can, I'm not going lower than 1080. I'm not a caveman.
No, of course, no.
But I just want 60 FPS, and I can't even do that on 1080 on
Not
new
even-
games anymore. I can't even do that on new games anymore.
Anytime Mike brings up frame rate, I just think of the time where he had to ask chat, is this 60 or is this 30?
At one time, oh my god, it was like a video. It was like a video of a game. Give me a break.
I'm pretty sure we were playing Resident Evil, but okay.
Nope, you go to hell.
All right, I think we could start this
It
show.
was a
Pretty easily,
PlayStation game.
I can tell pretty easily when something is at 30. I can tell when
I
shit
can
is
tell
like
every
at 24.
time. Just about. I can tell every time except this one time. And now Sean's like, well, there it is. You can't tell the difference.
It's just funny because of how much you bring it up.
I was watching that new Spider-Man, what's it called, the latest like Into the Spider-Verse.
Across the
Across,
Spider-Verse.
yeah.
the Spider-Verse.
And I saw that guy, the punk guy, and I was like, that guy is animated weird. And I was fucking right. They animated that guy on trees, and they have a bunch of different rules to animate that guy.
Threes, that's
They look
fucked up, dude.
For which guy?
super weird. I was like, oh, this is kind of hard to watch.
For which
because,
guy?
The punk.
Yeah, but it's because he's punk. He doesn't obey any rules, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They did stuff
Clever.
like that.
That's very
in
clever.
The first one, they have different characters at different
That's
times.
actually pretty
Starting
smart.
Let's
in
go.
5, 4, 3. Wait, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm talking to
Yeah. There we go.
2.
Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with. Yeah.
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And today, E3 is dead. It's dead, everybody. Epic Games still wants Nintendo characters in Fortnite, and we're talking about Wii hidden gems. Jeff, it's still my birthday month. I got a bottle of some scotch for my father. I'm gonna try that right now. It's a Glenfiddich 18-year.
It was very funny
Sweet on the nose.
in Los Angeles, California, which me and Mike have both returned from recently. Everybody thinks, if you were wondering where we were last week for many of our episodes, that's what happened. Thanks for sticking with us, though. It was very funny to like be at dinner and have Mike say something, Mike-ism, like my birthday month, and just watch like several adults around him just go, Mike, come on, Mike, you're not serious. And it's like, he's not, but he is a little.
I mean, I don't even do it. Like, I got presents today. How is it not still my birthday month? You know? What am I supposed to do? It's a very nice scotch, by the way. Very good. Very a little.
Looks tasty.
Yeah, there's a lot of sherry notes in it, which is really nice. I think it was finished in sherry.
Oh, Sherry,
Caskets,
she's real nice.
along with bourbon caskets.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very nice, very smooth. Yes. Gosh, LA already feels like a while ago somehow.
Yeah, it does.
It's been like 2 days.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Well, I mean,
2 days.
after that flight, that was like that. You were right. Just time travel. At a certain point,
instant
it's like,
teleportation.
yeah. At a certain point, it's just like, okay, yeah, that was a different planet we were on, and now we're here.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Gosh, it was a long week. It was an exciting one. Thank you to everybody who watched anything we did with there. A special thank you to everyone who showed up for the live show, especially people who came in from like out of town for that. Hopefully, we're going to be able to do more of those different parts of the country. So if you weren't able to go there, we hope to see people at other times. Should be counting any eggs before they get de-egged. That's how that saying goes.
Yeah, exactly. That's de-egged. Is that what you said?
Yeah, de-egged.
Okay.
They get chickens before they hatch. I said egg, and I should not have. I should have said chickens. I was like, eggs don't hatch. Chickens do. That's a problem.
Eggs do something. Well, this is not good. Sorry, there's a breakaway and a penalty kill, and that's so. Oh
Okay, all
Oh
right,
my
all right.
God.
Be present,
Okay.
Jeff. Be present.
Okay.
Jesus, hey, not even like you're like commenting on it. Don't comment on it. I don't care.
I'm talking to myself. I'm not even talking to you anymore.
Jesus Christ. Hey, thank you for watching live, everybody. If you are, you can hit the thumbs up button. We appreciate that. You can also send in a super chat. I see a couple there already. A few there. We will read all of those during the show. We're going to do some news. We're talking about hidden gems a little bit later. Nintendo didn't do anything at the Game Awards, right? They had nothing to announce, correct?
There was a commercial for everybody's 1-2 switch.
Was that really?
No, of course not.
I was gonna
No,
say,
they don't
that can't
acknowledge
be
that
true.
game. I thought they did some like really small thing, but no, probably not. They probably just had Doug Bowser come up and accept an award, and that was it.
Yeah, he accepted best family game for
Yes.
Mario Wonder or something.
Yeah, I guess that 1080 snowboarding happened around the same time.
Around then, but not like during the
No,
Game
not
Awards.
at the Game Awards. No, yeah.
Yeah, and they won a couple other awards. They got best strategy game for Pikmin 4, cool, and then Zelda got action adventure. So that wasn't too surprising. But yeah, anybody who thought they were going to announce the Switch 2 here is feeling maybe foolish, but that didn't have much of a chance of happening, I suppose. Although, even we thought maybe Xbox hardware, that's reasonable-ish. That didn't happen either. So
yeah, those were some of those rumors were going around and made it seem even more likely. So yeah, I mean, not everything happened. Some stuff did though. It was interesting, but as far as Nintendo's concerned, yeah, not much to go on. Nintendo doesn't seem too like anxious to be a part of the Game Awards. It's like if they have something, maybe they'll do something. They're not going to try to like summon something up if they're not ready.
No, right, exactly. And I mean, hey, I think we all know, like the thing everybody is wanting to hear about right now is hardware. They're probably not quite ready to talk about that yet, right?
No, yeah, they're gonna probably just take their time. There's plenty of Switch games still that they want to sell. I think they're going to take their time, and we'll see if early next year, at any moment next year, they could start talking about it. The hopes for them talking about it this year in any real way, they're completely dashed now. They're done. People are going on vacation.
Yeah, it's Christmas time, everybody. Do they know it's Christmas time at all? Yes, they do.
Someone should go tell them, even if they're not Christian.
Yeah.
Especially if they're not Christian.
Yeah, especially if they aren't Armand Christian. E3 is dead. Even more dead than the last time people were talking about how dead it was, Jeff. This time it's so dead that E3 itself is like, yep, it's dead. We're not doing that anymore. I know our buddy G Park at Washington Post had a story about this, I believe. First, they're like, hey, we're not doing it this year. Like, no years. Now, there's still part of me, it's like, yeah, but there might be an E3 someday. There must still be value there. Although, the longer and longer we get away from not having had a real E3 in forever, maybe that value gets less and less. And, I guess I'm curious about the kids these days, right? It's not like us growing up and worshiping E3 and it being almost the goal, right? Like, that's why I wanted to do this at first, was just to go to E3. So I don't know. Do you think this really is the final death of E3?
Seems like there's a strong chance this will be the final death of E3. It's not just that it will be a couple years before they would be able to get something going again. It's that the entities that would have been able to make it happen have also been exhausted. Reed Pop and I Am 8-Bit, like, they're not going to come back to this. They're not going to try to do E3 again. Who's left? There's not really many organizations left to take it over, and the ESA themselves have completely lost the touch for that, and they're not going to be able to build that back up themselves. So, yeah, it would have to be some new force coming in and saying this would be valuable to us. And it's like, what does that look like? Is that Tencent? Do they care? No, no way. So yeah, it's going to be probably going to be dead forever, with a still significant chance of like 10-15% it comes back in 5 years as some weird version of E3. But even then, it's like, yeah, we'll look at it and be like, Summer Game Fest has really taken over as what we need from E3 for people who cover games and care about games.
Do you think that's what Jeff Keighley's thinking? Like, oh, now I can really go ham on Summer Game Fest? Or you think even this next year it's still going to be in that kind of complex that it was at in the fashion district or whatever that's called?
I expect it to expand in ways before it like changes venues to try to be some big other thing. It'd probably be like take over more and more of that complex, or maybe have another site, or try to like work more hand in hand with companies that are going to have other stuff at other venues. Like we did that Ubisoft thing last year that was at like an art installation. Like that, maybe they'll bring that closer or something, or wrap it in more closely to the calendar of Summer Game Fest. For I Am 8-Bit and Jeff Keighley, it's going to be difficult to like, I think, woo those final big publishers that aren't participating in Summer Game Fest.
We saw him try to do. We saw him walking around with like Xbox executives at Summer Game Fest last year, right? Like he's pitching it,
Right.
happening.
And you know, they'll be looking for a home, but yeah, we'll see. I think the Summer Game Fest will be happy to be something that is very profitable for everyone involved. And that means probably not taking too many risks or trying to turn it into something that it's not. For now, if it is a bunch of companies paying some money to IM8bit to have presence at a show floor so that they can get headlines in media and get media attention, I think they're happy to stay on that track for a few years to come. But I do think it'll start getting noticeably bigger right away, just not some massive change.
Yeah, I think that's right. And, Nintendo has already kind of done their own thing. They had that Nintendo Live in Seattle during PAX. And that was basically just like a bigger version of a Nintendo E3 booth. They can expand that. Now, granted, that already has had a hiccup because they're supposed to do a Nintendo Live in Tokyo early next year, and they've already had to cancel that because people were making threats against Nintendo employees. So I don't know if that's like completely scaring Nintendo off or they're going to just try to bounce back from that. But, at this point, all these people, their PR budgets, all their marketing budgets, they're used to not spending that on E3. It's going to be pretty hard to get companies to spend that kind of E3 money again, right?
Yeah, that's going to be a completely different thing. Yeah, it's going to be much lower prices overall. And Summer Game Fest is not the Game Awards. It's a little bit more affordable for people to get in there. It does have a lot of eyeballs. It doesn't have Game Awards eyeballs. And I think people are going to be like, yeah, we could probably just do it on our own and do it near that and save a lot of money, especially as these companies have built up internal studios to like make content for these shows or to put on these shows themselves. It's like, it just makes sense to let those teams do these things instead of do these things and then give the potential revenue to someone else. Be like, oh, we're going to spend money so that you can also show ads over our ads. Like, that doesn't make sense at a certain point.
So let's move on here. Epic Games still wants to get Nintendo characters in Fortnite. This is according to Sax Pearson, Epic's head of ecosystem in Fortnite, and a talk with Axios. They've been trying to get Nintendo characters, like your Marios, your Links, your Samuses, but Nintendo has been playing pretty hard to get. I don't know what the word for like making diamonds is, Person said. Nintendo has their strategy and we have our strategy, and we hope at some point to use their characters. Our players would love it. Is that something that you want, Jeff? Do you want Nintendo characters in Fortnite?
I mean, I want some Nintendo characters in Fortnite. Sure, why not? I guess I don't really care, is my honest answer, because I'm not playing Fortnite enough to really move me. And it's like, oh, if suddenly Mario was there with a gun, yeah, that'd be fun for like a stream, but I'm not going to be playing all the time just because Mario's there. The reality for me is skins don't actually move me all that much. It's fun for a bit for all of us to be Nicki Minaj in Call of Duty. That's fun. But it's not going to be the thing that ever really gets me coming back all that often. So, no, I don't really care. I do think that they will have a tough time getting Nintendo on board with this, though. Nintendo has, the reason it's like hard like diamonds is because Nintendo is going to get a lot more benefit from, hey, we're making movies with our characters and the movies that people care about. So, if Nintendo's working on that scale, actually showing up in Fortnite, so to be yet another skin alongside some bullshit from the music industry, I don't think Nintendo cares about that at all.
I think Nintendo's kind of read on this is you're the ones who should be coming to us trying to get like a Fortnite character into Smash Brothers.
Yep.
You're not getting our characters.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think they even like think about it enough, but if they did, you're right. That is what they would say.
Mario doesn't make them like if they did do it, Mario would be absolutely bananas to me. I know there's already some weird characters in there. First off, you have to do a lot of weird stretching and squashing to make him kind of fit that prototypical Fortnite skeleton. But like a Samus, sure, that makes fun. Maybe even a Link.
It's going to be that tall Mario from Mario Maker when you take that.
Listen,
that
I would love that. Give me weird Mario.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I would love that. Now, Samus, obviously, I think, that's what everyone says. I get that. I think that'd be cool.
But do you think Epic Games would be like, oh, that's where we get Samus? I don't know. We want Link.
A little bit, but it would
what you
be,
can get, I
hey,
guess.
what you do then, if you're Epic, if you actually care about this, is you say, like, look what we can do with Samus. If we put Samus in here, watch what will happen. And I think Nintendo will be like, okay, what's going to happen? And they're like, oh, it didn't have quite as much of an effect as when we put Samus in Smash Brothers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's fine. Like, Nintendo can do this themselves. They can make their characters matter on their own by putting them in other Nintendo games. And have a pretty similar effect. Mario Kart, yes, exactly.
Exactly right. Hey, while we were out in LA, we got a pretty cool drop of Nintendo 64 games on NSO. Jet Force Gemini released as announced, but we also got 1080 Snowboarding, which we knew was coming, and Harvest Moon 64, which I believe had already been available on the Japanese NSO. This is great. We usually get like one game a month for Nintendo 64 NSO. Here was a drop of 3 games all at once. 3 significant games also.
Yeah.
All good stuff here. A nice variety. We are also caught up now on the promised Nintendo 64 games. So I don't know. Are you excited about these games hitting? I know there's one at least you're excited about. And what are you kind of hoping for the future?
I just got to tweet real quick. Let's see. 1080 greater than sign SSX. Okay, cool. I'm gonna post that real
I'm
quick.
glad you got that out of your system.
Hey, this is cool.
Not a joke, Christian, but thank you.
Yeah, that's not a joke. How dare you suggest that's a joke?
Wait, for real?
Yeah, of course, 1080 is absolutely better than SSX. It is cool that we got 3 of these at once. That's actually what I feel like. Oh, hey, we've been getting one of these per month at best. And now we're like wondering, are we going to continue to get N64 games after the announced games? I think by doing 3 of these at once, it's just that they have more ready to go probably pretty soon, early next year. At least I hope that's the case. That's how I'm reading it. And it's a good way to like wrap things up in 2023. You know, they released a bunch of good games. They're going to put a cap on NSO, get us through 2023, and then we can kick off 2024, hopefully with a relatively early direct, probably in February, where maybe they announce more, or maybe it's just a YouTube drop. But I'm excited. I love 1080. I think Harvest Moon 64 is one I might actually finally check out. It's one I always intended to back then.
That was my first one. I loved the Harvest Moon 64. It's the first game I ever played where you could date a vegan character, and as like a 12-year-old boy, clearly. I thought that was very exciting. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
I still think about Karen. Yeah, she was like kind of aloof. Yes, I think that was very formulative for me.
You got the tsundere. Is that what happened to you?
I don't know. So maybe I don't quite understand. Maybe she's a little bit of that, but yeah, she kind of looks and acts like Android 18. So is Android 18? Android 18 is probably tsundere. All right,
yeah, that's the definition of
Thank you.
All right, we'll go with that then. Yeah.
I am a little bit not disappointed, but I was like, oh, this will give Jet Force Gemini, if it comes out by itself, a chance to shine a little bit. So people play that. It might get a little overlooked here again, but whatever.
I think Jet Force Gemini was only ever going to get so much of a shine.
That's absolutely true. And the reality is that it is still like the most gamey game here. Like in terms of like, if you want like a game that feels like a video game with a completion and like a story and characters,
sure.
Then then go play your Jet Force Gemini. But even it's such a big ask because it's such one of those rare N64 games where they just elongate it in all these different ways. Most people are going to bounce off it, so it kind of doesn't matter all that much.
But we still have a lot. I think, a lot of the big first-party Nintendo stuff is done, but plenty of rare games that we can still add here, and those are clearly on the table if we got Jet Force Gemini. And then a lot of good third-party stuff, even like okay third-party stuff that I would like to see on there, but like, Chameleon Twist, but good first-party stuff like Bomberman 64, like Mischief Makers, Body Harvest, or Space Station Silicon, right?
Yes. Space Station Silicon
stuff.
Valley, yes. I'd like to see some of the 64 DD games get a chance. Doshin the Giant. It would be really cool if there were translated versions of like the Mario Paint stuff that happened on N64.
That weird stuff.
Yeah, I think that's very unlikely, but I would, even if they just put it on Japan and I can go out and download it with my Japanese account, that would be neat. I hope they keep doing this. There's a lot of rare games that we could still get. Tons of N64 stuff that could still come out and be very exciting.
Absolutely. So hopefully we'll get more of that next year. Eiji Aonuma. How do you say that?
Eiji Aonuma is how I say it.
I should know.
And then I always get corrected.
Aonuma-san said in a Game Informer interview, I think Tears of the Kingdom is, to use a bit of a term, an apotheosis or the final form of that version of Legend of Zelda. In that regard, I don't think that will be making a direct sequel to a world such as that we've created. So, Tears of the Kingdom, pretty direct follow-up to Breath of the Wild, based on the same map, all this stuff. We shouldn't expect a third one exactly like that, but
Right.
what are you expecting from the next Zelda, Jeff?
Oh, I'm expecting still to be mostly Breath of the Wild, and then maybe a completely different take on what a map can look like for Zelda. I don't know. I think that here's what I expect: a more dense world. So this game started as a Wii U. This series started as a Wii U game. Then it was on the Switch. Not a ton of power. So what they did is, hey, this is set 100 years after society collapsed. So there's only these small enclaves of people like roaming around. And well, they did that because they could only have so many things happening on the screen at once. I think a densely populated Hyrule Castle city could be really cool. And then obviously, the wilds beyond that. But yeah, I think they're going to probably take what has worked with these two games and then actually use some of the extra power to do some interesting things beyond that. But I want Eiji Aonuma's team and Fujibayashi, who is the director of the two games. I want them to keep making these kinds of games. And if they want to do other kinds of Zeldas elsewhere inside of Nintendo, bring in partner studios, let another team do that. But they should keep going down this track. They're onto something. They're right to keep going down this pathway.
You think we can get another boat Zelda game? I sure do like that boat.
That's not a bad idea. I guess they could
another islandy one, huh?
An islandy one is not a bad idea.
Some dense islands, right? You can have like a big city island, and you can have more sprawling, spread out islands.
A Chia-like. Yeah, they can make it just like Chia.
They can make it Chia-like. I mean, imagine if there's a lot of stuff about customizing your boat, and your boat eventually is like one of those giant galleons. Even you have a crew. Basically, I'm like, imagine if they made Skull and Bones. I don't know. I don't know.
You're right. Like, there's something like a vastly different like that also can harken back to a beloved Zelda. That makes a ton of sense. I think that could be interesting. I think if they had Sea of Thieves like ocean physics for a Zelda game, that could be really neat. And then
Kingdom Hearts 3 had basically the Black Flag pirate combat stuff, and they got it working actually pretty well. So why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that stuff. I'm sure Nintendo can make those things work. It's just can they keep the sense of exploration there if it's all ocean? Well, you can if it's it's an archipelago, which is a word I can't actually say. It's just a series of islands that are very different. Archipelago? Yeah.
Archipelago, I think.
Yeah, that are all very different. That could be very interesting. I would like that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just something. I guess I don't want another and obviously the Breath of the Wild Tears game are more than this, but I don't want another horse-focused one.
Yeah,
there's horse Zelda games and there's not horses.
Yeah, they should kill all horses in the next game. Yeah, there's a horse disease.
Yeah, exactly. Horse disease. All right, so hey, it's gonna be a long time. We're gonna have to
we don't have to worry about that. Zelda. That's future Jeff's problem.
Yeah, I'll be in my 40s. Jeff will be dead.
I'll be dead. I'll be long dead.
Yeah, I'll be co-grandmaing his ashes somewhere.
Hey, legit question. I legitimately think I might be dead by the time GTA 7 comes out. I know that's like grim because I just think I don't think they're going to make an actual GTA 6 sequel anytime at all soon. I think they're going to try to stick with this next game for a very, very long time. Add on to it, put a ton of stuff into GTA Online, however it looks for this next one. I don't think their plans are to make a GTA 7 in the next 20 years, legitimately.
I mean, maybe, yeah. I mean, you might be right. I think you're gonna live for more than another 20 years, though, Jeff.
Sure, yeah, but I think by then, like, they'll be happy to just keep making stuff on top of GTA 6 Online.
Maybe, I don't know. I think. Look, we'll still get another one. I mean, look, it's because they have a cadence now. After that, yeah, they'll have a team that's gonna keep making stuff for that. But there's gonna be a team that makes that kind of content, and then they're gonna make Red Dead Redemption 3, and then they're gonna make Grand Theft Auto 7. It's gonna take longer and longer each time.
I'll be 60.
Now, what can make it longer is if they suddenly do like we want to make a Starfield in the middle, right? And that's why all of a sudden we're really off on our. I just remember when I said way back when that I would have canceled Starfield, and then I regretted it.
Do you
do I unregret it?
do you unregret it a little bit?
I won't say.
Honestly, I don't. I wouldn't unregret it because they needed Starfield to happen, so they know that they need to do even more when they go back to Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. What game has more pressure on it? Elder Scrolls 6 after Starfield, or Dragon Age 4 after Baldur's Gate 3? If that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. I think in my own estimation, I think it's what Bethesda's doing has more pressure. But I think the reality, on the ground inside the studios, Dragon Age has more pressure because BioWare doesn't get their shit together. BioWare's done.
I just can't believe we went from we make 3 GTA games for PlayStation 2, then PlayStation 4 just doesn't even get its own GTA game, right? That's crazy.
It's wild.
All right, that's it for the news. Why don't we take a break? We'll come back and read some super chats to see we got a bunch of them. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
This is a break.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me the Champion of Light, please.
I'll show you the Herald of Darkness.
Oh.
Wow. It's kind of hot.
Getting hot in here.
Archipelago.
Archipelago.
And we're back. I'm trying to figure out where I even heard the word archipelago. It was in some video game or something. That's why I know how to pronounce it. I don't know.
I read it in a book.
Yeah? Was it a book for fucking nerds? Was it one of your war books? You fucking Republican war-loving piece of shit. Was it in some book about the island hopping and the Pacific Theater of World War II?
Yeah, probably.
Just admit it.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, probably.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Very good. Jeff, I'd love to hear some super chats. Please.
Crouchy Boomer Hidden Zoomer says, Mike tried to convince us he was having a birthday year. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5-year-old of the games industry.
And people, a lot of people say happy birthday to me. I think they all like it.
Yeah, at a certain point, take what you can get away with. If you can get away with it, you should take it. That's how society works.
As long as I'm having fun in a way that everyone else can have fun with me, I don't feel bad about it. Everyone's invited to enjoy my birthday month. It's not just about me.
It's very inclusionary. All right, Willow Davis says, long-time chatter, first-time listener. Love the show. Unfortunately, this is my last time here because your horrible opinion on Brawl. This is goodbye. I understand, Willow Davis.
Yeah, that's just, look, I've never been more flabbergasted. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about it. All of you out there, imagine your favorite video game. And keep in mind, at one point, Super Smash Bros. Melee was my favorite video game. Imagine they make a sequel to it where there's a 1 in 100 chance your character just falls down whenever. Okay? Then tell me what you would think of that game.
Yeah, it's called Metal Gear Solid 2. Mike, now shut the hell up. Jeff wants to know super chat. Come on.
From Adam GC, E3 was my WrestleMania. Yeah, hey, Mike, we don't even talk about this part too much. I really loved E3.
E3 was great. I had so much fun times there. It was a lot of work, of course, but some people got tired of E3, or it was maybe a bit too much of a spectacle to them. Big shocker from the guy who loves Disney World. I loved the spectacle of E3. I loved, Jeff, you and I going through that weird recreation of the Rebel base on Hoth when they were promoting that first Battlefront reboot. I love just walking around, seeing the giant booths, getting to play games early. I don't know. It was great. I'm glad I got to do it. I do feel bad for people who went to do it and didn't get to, but hopefully there will be an experience like that. Again, if you're a Nintendo fan, if you get to go to Nintendo Live, you'll get that kind of experience still.
Yeah, I like the spectacle. I liked walking down the show floor and having Xbox on this side and PlayStation on this side, and their big signs facing one another. It felt so much like we're competing, but we're all also pushing games forward collectively. That felt cool. I liked going to the big showcases back before, like we talked over them. It was like, oh yeah, we're actually going to go there in person and cover them there. And it didn't make a lot of sense at the time, but it was really fun still.
It was fun. We were at that big Sony one where
Big
they
Sony
were
one, yep.
doing things like announcing the Final Fantasy VII remake and the Last Guardian and the
Yep.
Shenmue 3.
I mean, they were there when they, basically gave all the details about the PS4 and the price and everything. It was $100 cheaper. And earlier that day, the Xbox One was announced. And it was just, that stuff was great. And then at night, we'd be working on all the stuff we saw, and I would turn on the Giant Bomb at Night show and be like, man, the industry all coming together to talk about this stuff. It was like, I even long into covering it and doing stuff. I was still so excited about everything about it. So always loved E3. Never really had any ill things to say about it, even when it was a lot of work. So I really do miss it. And I'm glad Summer Game Fest captures some of that stuff, and I'm glad we can keep doing like Giant Bomb at Night and things like that, because that's the stuff that really matters to me. All right. EP Idiot Box says, Xmas 96, my mom tried hiding an N64 in a closet. When I pulled a blanket from the top shelf in that closet, the box crashed down and busted my eye open. What are your favorite Nintendo gift memories?
I'm trying to think, because there must be some. For some reason, whenever I think about Christmas and birthday presents, I remember the one year we got a PlayStation 2. That's the first one.
Do you ever see those pics online of like someone being like, hey, I can't wait to get the PlayStation, and it's like them waiting in line for their girlfriend to pay for the PlayStation or whatever? For me, it was like that with the 3DS. I think it was a 3DS XL. I was gonna get one, but like Steph was like really good at getting presents, so she had already gotten it for me, and I saw that in the closet, and it was the Mario and Luigi themed one. And
cool.
I was like so excited, and I was like for weeks, I'm just like can't wait, and that was really great to finally get that, and I really like that 3DS model.
Awesome. We're going to have to go with that because I can't think of any, actually. I'll see if I can come up with some.
No problem. Hey, the Red Wings scored. From Sean J.
Great.
Waluigi equals...
You're this close. You're this close to getting an official... Jeff, is it okay? Would you mind if I asked you not to watch hockey during the podcast? You're this close.
I'm not watching. I'm reading the things. I only noticed the score change on my thing here.
You're just saying you're this close.
Waluigi equals Waru plus Luigi. Ganondorf equals No plus Gandalf. Wario and Ganon come first. The second ones make the pun clearer. Ganondorf is OG Tokoto. Okay, I see. So saying like Ganondorf was already a bunch of like nerd shit put together.
Nerd shit. Token's cool. Kids love Token. Kids can't stop talking about how Token got them laid.
Mikey O'Leary says, E3, more like We 3, as in We 3 Kings. Let us all sing the reason for the season, the California Raisins version of We 3 Kings.
Wow. Man, I thought being a kid is wild because you can think things like the California Raisins Christmas special is an institution.
Yes, which I 100% did think as a kid.
Yeah, you can think like, oh, this is important.
Yep, that's
like
a million
this is
percent.
just as important as like Charlie Brown Christmas. Is this racist too? On top of everything else, I'm watching this clip now. Jesus.
Oh no,
incredible! Fantastic. Next,
Willow Davis is back. Hi, Mike. Turkey sandwich from the Grab and Go fridge at the gas station Minotti, and Jeff, third Cliff Bar of the week. Grubb of the week. Try like the day. Go to gas station snack/drink.
Cheetos. I like a bag of Cheetos. I think that they are surprisingly filling, probably because of all the calories. And I don't know. I just like cheese. And it's the best tasting of the cheesy snacks, really. Like Goldfish, that doesn't taste like cheese, really. Come on, not one bit. Cheez-Its, no, absolutely not. Give me just some normal, crunchy Cheetos.
Yeah, I think that my go-to actually is, if I'm looking for something very sugary, it will be like Twinkies. If it is something where I'm actually trying to feel full, where I'm like, okay, I'm my day ahead of me, I'm trying to make sure that I'm feeling good. It really is an RX bar, like a protein bar. Probably the chocolate one. I like those a lot, actually. They have like salty chocolate, and that's maybe a bit too salty for me sometimes, where it's like, okay, this is like intense, but it does actually make me feel full and satisfied throughout the day. So yeah.
There you go.
Okay, let's see here. A bunch more. God's Hitman is here and says, Coker in Fortnite. I think maybe Conquer in Fortnite would be cool. I would like that. Mike thinks that little squirrel can go to hell.
Yeah, I'm not a giant Conker fan, but also again, you're going to like stretch it. Maybe that Conker had that girlfriend that was tall, right? Maybe that
Sure.
one. Although, like, never mind. I won't. Okay, no, never mind. Do they all have the same bust size? All the Fortnite girls, or is there variations there? Do they count for the hitboxes?
The hitboxes are all the same.
Okay, but some of them have bigger chests.
I think some of them have bigger chests and butts.
That Conker girlfriend had a lot going on, from what I remember.
Joe Cocker in Fortnite, please. That's what I want. Can I get by with a little help from my friends? Where are we dropping? Yes, exactly. Antonio Batista Santiago says, am I a boomer because I thought the term boomer shooter meant shooters that go boom and not shooters for boomers?
Yes.
Anyway, check out Proteus. Yeah, a little bit. Sorry, Antonio.
I definitely need to play Proteus. I should have gotten that on the Steam sales. Shit. Proteus, yeah, I would really enjoy playing Proteus. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love Proteus. El Grug says, Jeff reads books? Yeah, well, these days I like listen to books. Well, listen.
Yeah, same.
But I there was a point in my life where I did read books. Yes,
I'm really committed to this like kind of boring 30-hour audio book about, I don't know, something about society. It's a bit of a vague concept, but that's it.
Oh no. RT Bix says, or do you think Nintendo does anything with the Zelda at a smaller scale that isn't a remake? The next one possibly being 6+ years away is so long of a wait. Yeah, they will.
They will, although I do think the most likely next thing here, aside from like ports of Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, if that happens, is just a Link to the Past remake, right?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that or an Ocarina of Time remake. I mean, because if you were going to do a remake of one of those, a big boy remake of Ocarina of Time would be like very impactful.
Right, but I mean, it's like who made A Link Between Worlds? Like, is that actually different from the team that, like, say, made Skyward Sword? Or was there a lot of overlap?
I thought it was a lot of overlap. I
think it is.
I want to say that the director is Fujibayashi, but maybe that's wrong.
Like, do you think the Tears of the Kingdom people are going to actually spend time making one of those, or are they just going to try to make the next big one? And then it's like, okay, you really get a Grezzo or whatever they're called to make a new 2D Zelda game kind of on their own without that much Nintendo help? I don't know what that looks like.
I mean, the way that this works with Nintendo is like Nintendo has these producers that work very closely with these teams, and maybe they could let someone from the Zelda team like spin off and be like one of these new producers that works with the external studios very closely and guides them and says this is what makes it a Zelda. That could be pretty interesting, and maybe it's about time that Zelda got that a whole new EPD studio or something like that. But
sure,
yeah, I don't know.
Go back to Capcom, then Jeff can complain about Capcom design language or something.
They should have done a better job.
The design language, by the way, being exactly the same as in the other games.
It's not as good. I'm sorry.
An arrow made with bushes pointing where you should put a bomb. Just like, well, I'm lost.
It's not as good. Question mark 1910 says, I'm always here for hockey talk, sneaking into my video game discourse. Don't listen to Mike. I would never listen to Mike. Yeah, don't you worry about that. That's not going to happen. Let's see. The Uncharted Wolf says, y'all heard anything in regards to Elden Ring DLC? No.
I thought we would maybe hear something about that.
I was legit expecting it. I was talking to Tam, and Tam was not expecting it because I don't think he wanted to be hurt, but he still was a little hurt. Like, oh man, if it's not here, when are we going to get it?
It is weird.
So, I mean, God, it would have made all the sense of the world, but they probably have some marketing beat lined up with their current internal estimate for when it's actually going to come out. Hopefully we don't have to wait too much longer.
Is there any chance, considering how giant successful Elden Ring was, that instead of making expansion, you just use that stuff and kind of give yourself a kickstart for Elden Ring 2?
No, not. I mean, this will still be DLC. They will do this as DLC. It's too late for them to pull the rug out from underneath that. Right. I think so. They don't want to be a day before, of course.
Well, who wants that?
Yeah,
that's fine.
All right. From Chris, what does Ben Starr smell like?
pretty. I don't recall a smell, which is always a good thing, right?
Yeah, I mean,
That's fine.
yes, yeah, it was like
Very neutral.
neutrals maybe sounds like negative, but
You know
no,
who
no.
smells good is this Tam.
Tam
Tam's
always
always
smells
like
very good,
bringing
yes.
it with the scents. Makes me think I need
Absolutely.
to start. Yeah, I need to up my game.
That's
there
what happened to me
too.
too. Is we went to New York, and I was like, man, Tam, you smell really good, and made me reassess, and so I started trying.
Yeah, we should probably make cologne way more normal. Like that stuff smells good. We should just use that more.
Yeah, we should
except
just
for
use that
just
more.
like a person's wedding, right?
Yes, right,
Church.
or prom.
We should always try to smell good, I guess.
I'm gonna make an effort to always smell good. This is from Willow Davis. Back again. Thank you, Willow Davis. This is for Christian and Sean, and it's $2. So
Absolutely not.
actually, it's
That's what I got.
$1.99. Who's gonna get the 99?
I get the
Christian can
99.
take that. Christian can take that.
Oh,
He
thank
eat
you.
it.
Thank
Buy
you.
yourself an extra gumball, buddy.
Two
You
Yeah,
eat
years
it.
with that money.
Hey, that'll go a lot further.
Doesn't YouTube take a cut of that?
Oh yeah, totally.
God damn it, YouTube.
You each get 10 cents.
Oh.
All right, those are the super chats, Mike. Back over to you.
All right, fantastic. Why don't we take a break and we're going to get to a segment here. We're going to talk about Wii Hidden Gem.
Commercial sponsors.
Me.
There you go. That's another ad right there. That's more money.
All right, we can just get right back into it.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Right, all right.
Jeff, the Wii, which is a weird system to me. I have a hard time really assessing how I feel about the Wii. But it did have a pretty wide range of sort of weird games, a lot of WiiWare things, surprise third-party things, or just even first-party games going under the radar that you could call hidden gems. Is there one that sticks out to you, sir?
Yeah, the Wii. I really like the Wii, and then I really kind of put the Wii on the back burner.
Where'd you put the Wii?
I put the Wii back in my pants.
Yeah.
I put the Wii back on the back burner when the 360 really hit me with the Call of Duty games. And then I just didn't think about it all for years and years. And now I've been reassessing it recently. But the Wii has got a lot of good games. I don't know if it's got a ton of great stuff that I deeply, deeply love. But, maybe part of that is I just haven't given a lot of them a chance again. I do remember one that came out that got surprisingly good reviews. It was Endless Ocean Blue World. Yes, and I actually played a bunch of this and I really liked it. It was kind of a slow-paced ocean exploration game a little bit. You just kind of search for treasures, and obviously there'd be little swimming things around you, but it was mostly for them, they're mostly friendly creatures, and it's pleasant and yet somehow still really compelling. So I think it's a pretty good time. The problem is part of the charm back then was that it is this simple looking underwater game. And these days, maybe if you were to go to try to play that now, this is the problem with the Wii. It's oh man, it was in the HD era and it just doesn't look good enough in any real way.
Yeah.
But it's basically two GameCubes duct taped together. So if you like GameCube games, you would probably be fine with this.
I liked Lost Winds a lot. That was a WiiWare game, 2D side scroller, but you use the Wiimote cursor to kind of act like the wind. So you use it to solve puzzles or to sort of push your character around. I think it eventually came to iPads and stuff. I don't know if it felt quite the same on there, but that's one that I thought of and enjoyed quite a bit. That was Frontier Developments I just saw here too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Then they laid people off this year.
They just did very recently.
Man, bummer.
A lot of that going around.
Yep.
All right, Boulder Gate Wolf 5 said Muramusa and the Demon Blade has such a beautiful art style that it's worth a playthrough for that alone. Also, shout outs to the Poke Park games. They're not good, but I grew up with them, so I love them. Here's a game that after I played 13 Sentinels, I was like, I could play this now on my Switch, right? And it's nope, you can't somehow.
Yeah, it's so frustrating, yeah.
Yeah, it's just really weird how that Odin Sphere, Demon's Crown just aren't on there somehow, but I know it's supposed to be a good one. Well, one of the more straightforward ones, too. I think it is pretty much just a 2D action game with, I'm sure it has some RPG elements, but not as much as, say, an Odin Sphere. I might be talking on my ass again. I haven't played it. Evo Janus says, based on attach rate, this has to count as a hidden gem. I'll nominate The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword.
9 million copies sold, right? It's pretty.
Scott, no, Twilight Princess.
Oh, that's Twilight. Yeah, that's Twilight Princess, isn't that? That's right.
For Skyward Sword, I think.
Yeah, wow, man. Okay, so
know.
Skyward Sword. Yeah, that's what happened. People just stopped caring about the Wii.
They did. Domino Crossing says, brought this one up before, but Excite Truck is so damn good for what it is. I remember 100% this game, replaying it years later, only to find my save file corrupted and then doing it all again, but had a blast doing it. Such a fun gem to bust out occasion to this day. And I'll always go to bat for that killer Home Depot rock soundtrack. What's supposed to be better, this or Excite Trucks?
This is Excite Trucks. You mean this or Excite Bots?
I bet Excite Bots, excuse me, bots.
I think Excite Bots has a little bit more going on, but they're both very good, actually. They're both surprisingly good games. I think I might have had just more like, pick up and play fun with Excite Trucks, but Excite Bots is also just completely solid.
Nick Turbo says, yawn, that was a good nap. Wait, how long have I been asleep? Just kidding. Happy to be back. Happy to have you back, Nick. I know it's technically not hidden because it was a first-party Nintendo release, but when people bring up the Wii series of games, they're more likely to bring up Wii Sports, Wii Play, or even Wii Music before mentioning Wii Party. I feel like this game is a fun Mario Party-like game that should be discussed more. Yeah, I'd like to play Wii Party. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever played much of Wii Party. I know I played it like once or twice, but I don't remember it much. Wait, did I play Wii Party at the Bombathon? Did Dan put this on? Or was that something else? I think I might have played this at the Bombathon.
I think that's right, actually. No, I think so.
It was actually surprisingly good when we played it at the Bombathon.
Yeah. Man, Sean in chat just said that Skyward Sword, like the original Skyward Sword, only on Wii sold 3.67 million. A console that like sold over 100 million. Hardware.
Yes, and just put it in perspective, Twilight or the Tears of the Kingdom's already sold 20 million.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
Yep.
Always Be Clothing, which thanks again for the presents, Always Be Clothing, says Okami, not well known due to its incredible difficulty, so difficult that some gamers can't even get past the intro section. You know what he's talking about here, Jeff?
You don't know what people are talking about. Listen, drawing's hard.
I want to see you do it. So
yeah, we got Grubby. Yeah, we can make that happen.
Adam G. So grubby, funny. Adam GC says everybody knows the true gems of the Wii were its bonkers channels. Everybody Votes channel, Check Me Out channel, the channel that showed you horrifying news headlines, the channel that ordered Domino's Pizza, and the most important channel of them all, the Homebrew channel.
I wish I would have found out about 9/11 through the Wii Shop channel or whatever, the Wii News channel. That would have been way better.
I remember X-Band, like for the Genesis and Super Nintendo.
Of course, I think about X-Band every day of my life.
Yeah. They had a news service, and that's where I learned about Arnold Schwarzenegger being cast as Mr. Freeze in the next Batman movie. And I think about that. That was like the future of news, was me learning about that on my Sega Genesis.
That would be that's very funny, man.
Screaming Madden says, feels weird to call a remake to an all-time iconic N64 game a hidden gem, but it feels like not that many people talk about the Wii version of GoldenEye. It took someone this long to make a decent FPS on Wii, and there's some interesting modification to fit Daniel Craig's Bond into GoldenEye's plot, since Craig is Bond in this game. What a weird little thing this is, because, I mean, it's not like how much does that actually have in common with the Nintendo 64 game?
It's an Activision game.
Right. It's weird. I want to, like, see that.
It has to be like a reimagining at best, I mean, It is GoldenEye, right? So they can use the plot of GoldenEye, which means they can do all the similar things that they did in that original game for the most part.
The dam is there,
right? I don't know. I never played this.
Weird attempts to like try to get a James Bond game that was as popular as GoldenEye. Again, remember GoldenEye Double Agent? Yeah. What even was that? What was that? You played as a character actually named GoldenEye or something? I don't know.
Yeah, weird. It was always, remember like in the early days of the Wii where we were like, man, the Wiimote's going to be great for shooters. And we just didn't know. We had no idea. We had to learn the hard way. Yeah. I mean, let's say it was like terrible. We just like, this is going to be the new way. It's going to be so much better than anything else.
Be so much better.
Right.
No, not really. No. Casual says Zach and Wiki. This was a pretty. This was kind of at the time like the hidden gem everybody talked about.
Yeah.
It was Capcom, a fun sort of point and click adventure game thing going on here. It was a good time. Plus, the monkey in this looks a lot like the monkey from Mega Man Legends, so I like that.
Sure.
Is that Wiki or Zach? Probably Wiki. That's probably the name of the. Yeah. Velocity Prime says, because of the general dismissive attitude of the Wii during its run, it might actually be the Nintendo console with the most hidden gems. Well, they might be right. Games that were able to ride the tailwind of PS2 production into a world of fun oddity. So my vote today goes to Little King Story. An amazing combo of Animal Crossing style life sim and Pikmin like strategy. brazenly weird with a great art style. It is one of the great titles on the Wii. Yeah, I always heard good things
Yeah,
about
same.
this, but never got. Jackie G says, Rapids Go Home. Now, this is the one that's actually like a game. It's not a mini game collection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's fair to call it a third-person platform. I just remember there was some E3 where I was stuck in their kind of booth forever waiting for something, and they had a giant TV screen basically playing 4 trailers over and over. One of them, I think, was for Assassin's Creed Revelations, but one of them was for Rabbids Go Home. People do like this one. I would like to maybe check it out for myself sometime.
Yeah, I never tried. At a certain point, I got burned by Rabbids mini game collections, and I was not paying attention to this at all anymore. Although I really like the idea of you trapped in the Ubisoft booth for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. I was waiting for something. It was kind of fun because, like, I think every once in a while they had made some assholes go up and dance for whatever the Just Dance game was that time. And that Assassin's Creed Revelations trailer was a banger. It had that song Iron by Woodkid or something. I still listen to that song because of that experience. Shoji Kodo says, Mad World. I remember the visuals being so striking at the time and how it hoped to emphasize the brutality with bloodstains in its black and white world. And it's been a long time since I last played. I recall having a good time with the Sprawler because of how ridiculous and over the top some of the kills were. This is another one I kind of missed out on just because I wasn't playing a ton of my Wii.
This one really. I did try, and I just didn't love it. It's okay. It's not great for me.
Still, piece of shit Bop says, listen, y'all can dunk on this game as much as you want. It's Wii music. But there's nothing cooler than setting up your Wii Fit board as drum pedals and playing a virtual drum set. Sure, it was a gimmick, but for those of us who couldn't get Rock Band, this game kind of ruled. How about that? An actual defensive Wii music.
Yep.
Incredible.
I never thought I'd live to see it.
Just like Basketball says, Boom Blocks, unironically.
Yeah,
I never got to play that much Boom Blocks, but we played a bit of it at Dan's during the extra live stream. God, it's really fun. I would have been happy to play more.
Boom Blocks is great.
What the heck is this? Matt Rare Monkey says, Opuna.
Oh, you can't say
Japanese. Oh, is this a Japanese only game from Koei?
Yeah,
before they were Koei Tecmo.
Really don't. It's like Koei Tecmo's Mii's, and they're like little round guys.
Jamie H1224 says, shout out to No More Heroes 2, my favorite Grasshopper game before 3 came out and took that spot. An improvement in every way on the original, doing away with the open world, making the side jobs a fun way of making money, more katana options, and being able to play as Henry and Shinobi. Jeff, we famously are not No More Heroes people.
Right.
But maybe someday. Oh, here's a game that I wish I played because people do talk about this in a way that makes me want to try it. Jedi Moss says, Red Steel 2 is the best Wii game, period. A masterpiece of seamless sword and gun combat. No other game comes close to demonstrating the full power of the Wii's smooth motion controls. It will never be replicated on a console again. This game always looks fun. The first Red Steel really struggled because it was kind of the game Nintendo was using to try to be like, actually, Wii games are going to look good. And it just didn't look that good. Of course not. And, it's before Wii Motion Plus, so you could only do so much with those motion controls. Red Steel 2 was Motion Plus and all that stuff, and it always looked like it had a lot going on.
Yeah, this is one I would like to play through today.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. Hammond of Texas. This was a game I forgot existed. Hammond of Texas says Battalion Wars 2. Despite my preference for the old school classic grid-based entries in the War series, I probably ended up putting over 100 hours into this GameCube sequel because of its introduction of online multiplayer. Oh, this game had online multiplayer.
Whoa.
Insane. Chaos Buckaroo says, take your pick of Trauma Center games. He has a second opinion here. I wonder what's supposed to be better, playing this on Wii or playing it on DS. You imagine DS would be easier. Yeah, it has to be.
In DS, they're way better.
I never played any of these games. I don't know what it was. I looked at them like, this looks like weeb shit. I don't care. I don't care about it. And it's like Atlas. I'm like realizing now it's like Atlas and very Atlas-y in a lot of ways.
It's visual novel with a lot of
I bet I would like it.
games.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically like what Phoenix Wright is for lawyers. This is for surgeons.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's exactly it. Lenny Cool Dick Denver says the best Mistwalker game. I'll fight you, Lost Odyssey pervs. Lost Odyssey still good though. It's the last story. This was one of the Operation Rainfall or whatever games, right?
Sure,
yeah. I never did play this. It seemed like it didn't get of all those Operation Rainfall games. So much attention went to Xenoblade Chronicles. This and Pandora's Tower or something kind of got a little lost in the shuffle. But I'd like to play this someday. Nice cover art.
Yeah, I was
Definitely
going to
looks
say
very
the cover art for so many JRPGs is so good. This one is especially good.
I guess it's a little weird. Like the last story, they're clearly aping Final Fantasy, like that name, right?
Yeah.
In a way that almost seems not disingenuous, because of course, it's that guy, but it's not like this. I don't even think this is a turn-based like RPG. I think it's a bit more of an action RPG. I'm not sure. I haven't played it. I could be speaking nonsense. Joyzy says the best Wii hitting gem was using the internet browser to stream pirated anime. Yeah. I think everybody's parents' favorite Wii game was Netflix.
Yeah, the Netflix
right?
disc. Yes, I keep finding mine all the time.
The Muppet Spoon Heaven Carol says, "Welcome back, dogs. Thank you." And it's Excite Bots. There's the other Excite game.
Yep. They're both good games.
It is nuts that we haven't had a new Excite game. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, you put something out that's just exciting on the Switch, and it would do very well, I think.
Hoss says, being a dumbass at university, this is the Resident Evil I picked up. I had no idea 4 was even available. Decent on-rail shooter after some beers. It's Resident Evil, The Umbrella Chronicles. I have heard good things about this. This would be fun if we could play this together somehow.
Yeah, we could probably make that work.
This one had a sequel, like the Dark Side Chronicle. I forget, but I don't think it's as well liked. There are a few of these sort of rail shooters. Obviously, there's that Dead Space one people like. There was some House of the Dead stuff too. I know people like, but Resident Evil 4 on Wii ruled. That was the version I played the most. Actually, that game felt very good. With
people love
setup.
that game. Yeah,
it really worked out well. Bugadillo says, does Rhythm Heaven Fever count because this game rules? I know you're a Rhythm Heaven person. Is this a version that you played?
Yeah, this one. This is one of my earliest review copies that I ever got.
Wow. Cool.
Rhythm Heaven Fever is fantastic. It looks so good because it's just, really stark lines with hand-drawn art, so it doesn't need to be HD. It just kind of automatically looks HD. It's a gorgeous game, and it's really fun with the Wiimote, actually.
Tokyo Game Life says Tatsunoko versus Capcom, a great tag team fighter featuring a lot of fun characters that are even too obscure for Marvel versus Capcom. Looking back, it's weird Capcom made a versus fighter exclusively for a Nintendo platform. Man, as much as I loved Marvel vs. Capcom, I didn't pick this up. I think at the time, I did think it was weird. It was on the Wii, not a system I would associate with 2D fighting games. And then 2, I didn't know who any of these Tatsunoko people were.
Yeah.
I think I was actually kind of angry. I was like, the Marvel is cooler. Whereas that, it's too bad because like this game has Mega Man Volnut in it from Mega Man Legends. It has a few other characters that Capcom side that haven't actually shown
I'm
up.
asking chat not used. Tatsunoko like Kamen Rider or something? I don't know too much about it.
I don't know either. Because this was at an arcade. I think it was at that GameWorks we were at, and I was looking. I was like, I still don't know who these people actually are. But it's supposed to be a ton of fun. I definitely missed out. I made a mistake. JC says,
they're like an anime.
It's all just anime. Okay, all right.
Production, yeah.
It's just a bunch of anime you've never heard of.
Is it 8-Man After? Probably not. Never mind.
What are you talking about, old man?
Let's move on.
No.
Bench JC says, hey, Mike and Jeff, happy for the weekly podcast that's longer than this year's Call of Duty campaign to be back. Well, don't tell Call of Duty we said that. Wow, Mario game, not enough people talk about the masterpiece that is Mario Super Sluggers. I missed both of these. I think I just recently got the GameCube one. But I wonder, I guess I don't know if the people consider this one to be better, but I would like to play
it's probably pretty
both
similar.
of them. Pablo Costas, listen, Metroid Other M is, just kidding. I nominate Silent Hill Shattered Memories, best of the now defunct E3 2009. Is this one a remake of the first Silent Hill? Is that correct? Or am I making that up? I think that's right.
Which one is the one from the guy that did Immortality? Is this not it?
That's not this. No,
okay.
I think that's something else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is it, actually.
I can't keep it straight. I've never really played any Silent Hill.
I played Silent Hill 2, which is the one that everybody talks about. So I was like, okay, I'll play that one. And it was good, but, because nobody talks about...
This is the one that's a reimagining of the first game like you had, right?
I was right. How about that? Exciting. Cool. Next one here is Alex. Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. My life as a king. We need more Collins. Collins, yeah. Sam Bar. Okay, so it's both, Jeff. I think it's both a remake of the first one and a Sam Barlow one.
Oh, okay. Oh, right. That is right.
We're both right.
Okay, weird.
My Life as a King was a fun little town builder that I was obsessed with as a kid. You built a whole city with basic pre-built locations, simple management, and your goal was to assign quests for your town's adventurers to complete, culminating in defeating the Dark Lord. It had that classic Crystal Chronicles art with a fun way of doing city building. Remember when Crystal Chronicles was kind of a sub-brand for Final Fantasy for a while?
Yeah.
Like
They tried to make it happen.
There are games on DS and 3DS. There was one of them that reviewed really well, like at least at 1UP or something. No one talks about those anymore, ever.
Yeah. They were of that time. And what people really wanted was what, Final Fantasy 14 would eventually turn into. A Final Fantasy you could play together with friends, and Crystal Chronicles was always like suggesting toward that, not across all its games, but the original idea. And it's like, not like this. We didn't mean like this. I don't want to get my Game Boy out. No, just let me play a game with my friends.
DMC Depressed Be Crying says, newer Super Mario Bros. Wii has all the creativity that the new series lacked. Awesome level gimmicks, theming, and design. Mario Kart Wii Deluxe has Mario 8 quality remakes of every official Mario Kart track from every game, plus hundreds of fantastic custom tracks.
The most hidden gems. Yes,
These are fan games.
Yep.
Cool.
But I'm gonna check them both out.
It's on that Homebrew channel. Super Eden Plus with expansion pack says, good Disney IP, great open world, fun, Pokemon light mechanics, fun sense of progression, motion controls are fun. This is Spectrobes Origins. I feel like these are all the things a banger game needs. Doesn't get talked about enough. Here's something that I would actually 1,000,000% love to play is some Wii game based off some Nintendo Bakugan clone or something that I also don't know anything about, just to see how much fun that is. I bet it is fun.
Yeah, it seems. These are the kinds of the hidden Wii gems, you're right, that I'm most curious about.
JD Camp says, Fishing Resort's a great fishing game made by the criminal Yuji Naka. Oh, that's fun. Oh, God, look at that. It does look like a Yuji Naka game. Disgusting. Vision 49 says, just went down a 20-minute rabbit hole trying to remember what the hell this game was called.
Oh, yeah.
I think in the context of the time where good motion controls at home was a new gimmick, this game was a hidden gem. If this got ported to the Switch now to be played with Joy-Cons, people might want to kill this game with fire. Ella Bits. I do remember people talking about Ella Bits
me too.
in those Wii days. Yeah. Huh. Diogo says, neither have been brought up yet, and I can't just risk them going unmentioned. Wario Land Shake It is a great addition to the series with some of the most beautiful hand-drawn art ever to appear in a Nintendo game. I also vividly recall when it had a special YouTube campaign where when the video would play, the entire structure of the webpage would crumble down in your browser. Check out how it looked here. I'm very upset at myself for not getting Wario Land Shake It. There's no excuse.
It looks so cool. Good, and I love Wario. I should have got this game.
And Punch Out on the Wii is such a delightful and challenging game that it's super pleasant to go back to. Next level games at their peak. I mean,
Punch Out's probably my favorite Wii game. Yeah,
it's very good. Well, Mario Galaxy. Tommy Pencil says, Zack and Wiki make a porno. Well, quest for Barbarossa's treasure. Input name here is Mega Man 9. It was on WiiWare's first for a few days. The game kicked off a retro resurgence, and it has a lady boss. Oh, I think I mostly played Mega Man 9 on my Wii.
Yeah, same.
I think I did eventually get it on Xbox 360 because why not? Big surprise. I loved Mega Man 9.
It's a really good game.
Dr. Ryan says the green one is still sexy in this. It's Eminem's kart racing.
All right.
Yeah, this was back when we only had one sexy Eminem. Now we have the brown Eminem also. That was nice of them.
Right, but then they make the M&Ms uglier for a while until Tucker Carlson's complained about it not being able to masturbate to him.
No, they're going to I forget what they said they're going to do. They're going to get rid of them and they replace them with that lady from Idiocracy, and then it was a marketing ploy. I don't know who could keep up with something like that. It was really stupid.
Oh, okay.
Michael Riley says, Wii Music. Just kidding, that game sucks. I know you're listening, Miyamoto. Super chat and explain yourself. Yeah, where is Mr. Miyamoto? He's noticeably absent today. The Sav says, also putting in my vote for Super Mario Sluggers, the greatest Mario sports game of all time. God, I need to play that. Big Tony says, Dragon Ball Revenge of King Piccolo. I think I have an unopened copy of this game, Jeff. I think I won it at our BitMob fan.
Oh yes, it's the one. Yeah,
meet. Yeah,
that makes sense. Yes, totally. I have a picture of you holding this game up.
Yeah, I think I actually found my copy of it not that long ago in the basement. So I have this game, whatever it is. Team Money OG says, my hidden gem is Muscle March. Is this game good? Not really. Does this game recognize the movements of the Wii remote? Not really. Is it fun to play as a muscly people and a polar bear running through town in their underwear, trying to catch the person who stole their protein powder? Absolutely. I've had a blast showing this to friends over the years. The novelty wears off pretty quickly, but this WiiWare game is the best. $5 I spent on the Wii. Crouching Boomer Hidden Zoomer says, Q below. This game is a sick, frantic Tetrasphere adjacent puzzler. Jeff, how horny did you get hearing the words Tetrasphere adjacent puzzler?
Oh yeah, that's you know me. That's my love language.
Right. With Wiimote motion guiding your shots to clear blocks until you reach the core. Oh, so it's a curiosity like from Peter Molyneux also. Wow. It's fun on emulators now, but it was truly the coolest idea of the art style WiiWare games. Willow Davis says, Subspace Emissary is the real hidden gem. Oh, yeah, Subspace, big hidden gem. No one ever talks about that, but also has a red steel here.
I mean, based on the last 2 weeks of my life, that's all anyone talks about.
Yeah, apparently. Juan Gift says, I don't know if it qualifies as a hidden gem, but the last story is my favorite Wii game.
This art is so good. That fucking tiger.
Good. Yeah. Sakaguchi's last console game to date. That's upsetting.
Yeah.
Has a great story, music, and fun action combat, and is better than any of the Final Fantasies released post its departure from Square. Yeah, God, I wish I could play this now because the art looks very good. Gerber says Lost Winds was an early WiiWare game that gave a glimpse of this is mine. Gave a glimpse of a world where that service would showcase innovative titles built around motion controls, but which might not be big enough to justify disc release. Instead, we got a world where each week's WiiWare lineup seemed to have been sourced directly from the darkest depths of Satan's shite pipe. Who was it that said they couldn't get theirs in, and I told them to write it to me? Adam Juice said, everyone posted the other hidden gems already, but I wanted to say that Metroid Prime 3 Corruption is the only actually good Wii game. Oh, wow. Turbo Sean says it served as the foundation for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and features Volnut, the best Mega Man. It's Tatsunoko versus Capcom. I do love that. It is specifically Mega Man and Volnut who is playable in this one. That is pretty cool. I wonder if Roll is actually a real character in this game and not just a joke character like she is in
She's a kind of a joke character still.
What's a Volnut?
That's just
Mega Man
his last
Legends.
name.
Okay.
And
It does.
he's-
Yeah, it looks like the Mega Man Legends character, so I would have figured that's what it is.
Yeah,
but I
it's
wasn't
the only fighting game he's ever been in. Like weirdly, he wasn't in FBC2 or anything.
Well,
like
he
that.
shows up in Smash Bros. In the final Smash. So
That's true.
something.
Gotta say, I feel like I
That's
could
Final Smash.
snap this Mega Man over my knee. Is what he looks like. Just to be
Wow.
clear.
Yeah, well, he can
Think
snap
so?
you over his knee. So shut the hell up, Jeff.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, special Nick in chat saying that the Blade trailer is now on the Xbox YouTube page with Xbox logo.
Yeah,
so logo gate is
that's
over.
an Xbox exclusive. Everybody, let's
There
just
you go, then.
that's gonna come on. Let's be real.
Well, hey, that's it for all of that. Thank you so much, everybody. We got some more super chats. We're going to talk a little bit about some games we've been playing, but let's take one more break first.
This is a break.
Mike, the Red Wings scored again, and I only know because Divorce Cougar in chat
all.
told me.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate you being present.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
I mean, it is a
was on this
problem,
game?
but whatever.
Totally forgot about that.
All right, get back to it.
I am.
Uh,
Hang on, just a second.
oh, Tatsunoko was producer on Evangelion? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
Didn't
Nick's
know
right,
that.
everybody. Grubbsmas is happening soon. I'll be doing Xbox Era around Christmas time, like we have made a tradition.
Oh, nice.
So look out for that
that'd
here in a
be
couple
the
weeks.
23rd this year.
23rd sounds good.
If you don't do it on actual Christmas.
Yeah, I'll be off work, so that'll be great.
Okay. Let's go back
All
into
right.
it.
Let's do it. All right, Jeff, when I come back, we'll just go super chats.
Sounds good.
And we're back. Jeff, I know we got some more super chats. Would you please read those? Please. I'm begging you. Come on. Let's do it. Just do it for me. Come on. It's my birthday
All
month.
right. Just as long as you put yourself on the what's that called? Prostrate yourself. Yeah, lay on the ground, face down, and now I'll read them. All right. Thank you for doing that. Hey, you Peekaboo says, "Hey, a day before and a Hollow Knight short. Merry Christmas." I don't know
What
exactly.
about Hollow Knight? What happened to Hollow Knight?
A day before and a Hollow Knight short.
We're short of Hollow Knight.
I see.
Yeah,
I
get
see.
it.
Okay,
get it. We
I
are
see
short.
now. And a day before.
Yeah, Yeah, I remember when I was like, I bet we will get Hollow Knight. And you know what? While we're at it, Half-Life 3. That's what I said about the game.
You did say that. You didn't have to bring that back up. You could have just let that sit in the past.
I'm a man of honor, Jeff. You know.
And actually, Peekaboo said Merry Crimness. Nice. There you go.
I like it.
EP Idiot Box is back. It says semi-decent on-rail shooter Resident Evil Chronicles.
Yeah, I want to play that.
That's a Wii game that they're talking about there.
It has that one campaign, I think that's like a prequel to Resident Evil 4 where it's you and Krauser and somewhere or another and you're doing things. I think it's what makes Krauser do his heel turn later. I don't know.
Let's see here. Printy Dude says 2 things. Did you see Aonuma's take on linear games? And would Nintendo fans show up for a new Banjo on Xbox/PC after all the pleas or just port bag? It depends on the game. If Banjo was really good, a lot of people would show up for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a swing totally worth taking. That's what I think about it.
Yes, I agree. And yeah, we talked about that linear game thing from Aonuma, right?
Not necessarily. I guess not that specifically.
Yeah, we
mean,
talked about the general
specific?
concept, though. Yeah.
I don't know if he says something like very specific about linear games. I don't know.
Well, I mean, he just said that the people asking for that are coming from a place of nostalgia, and he said that the open world games are the games of Zelda's future, and he is correct.
I mean, it's weird because even when you say linear Zelda games, there's always been a good deal of openness to Zelda, right? It's not like
right. I think he says
sure.
In so many words, he's saying like the old ways of doing things. You know, A Link to the Past with a new twist is we're not going to go back to that. And they did. You said it. Like they did 10 of them. So
yeah, they did a lot of them.
They did a lot of them. Like,
and you know what? I still bet at some point they do go back to it. Or at least you
absolutely
see more
will,
of those
yes.
elements anyway.
But not
worry.
the big Zelda team. The big Eiji Aonuma's Zelda team is not going to go back and make one of those anytime soon. They are going to keep moving forward on this current track.
Okay. Now, if Mikey O'Leary is saying he means that in general, not just Zelda, well, then that's wrong. Obviously, there are plenty of games that still benefit from being more linear, like a Resident Evil 4 remake. But you know, I'm just hearing this quote secondhand. And it's through a translator.
The way I read it, it did make it sound like for Zelda, but I guess maybe it depends. Maybe the translation is being messed up where I read it. Okay, let's see here from Printy Dude. Two things. Did you see? No, I'm sorry, that's the one I just read. Jerry says more like Tatsu no Bitches versus Capcom. Well, all right. I mean,
it's weird how fighting against for long terms, we can't have that many women in here because that's lame to just you know what really is gonna make this game sell? Just all the women in the world.
Yep.
Right?
Let's make Terry a lady.
Even Smash Brothers, just absolutely filled with waifus. Just so many of them. It's insane.
Let's see here.
Not complaining, to be clear.
L. Grug, inspired by some dude on Twitter, but what is your favorite video game song of 2023? I'll nominate Sensei's Power theme from Advance Wars Reboot Camp. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm on that, but you better be talking about the Bullet or the Blade, the credit song from Resident Evil 4.
If you can be on it, you should be on it.
When do you guys do that?
We do it after UPF.
Okay, I should probably do it. God, Bullet and the Blade is such a freaking good song.
I'm bad at remembering exactly. You know what? The credit song from Resident Evil 4.
That's what I was just talking about.
Oh, is that Bullet and Blade?
Bullet and the Blade, yeah.
And then you start singing. I'm like, I think I'm just thinking of the chorus.
Keep your eyes on the road ahead.
Yeah, it sounds like a completely different song.
The light or the yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, that is my favorite song too. Then.
Well, I was singing a verse earlier, and that's the chorus.
Right. Well, yes. The chorus plays over and over in my head. Like I said, I'm bad at remembering these things, which is why I always fail. Which is why I always fail the Jeopardy category.
Yes.
Okay, Clint Gilmore says, Woof Woof Doggos, what's the best Nintendo Christmas gift you've ever received or given? God. Got an SNES when I was 6. What a game changer.
Gosh, again, I forgot. We had a similar question, and I was having a hard time thinking of something. For some reason, I remember much better getting Star Fox for Easter. Who the hell gets Star Fox?
I remember getting
Easter?
The NES for my birthday, which I've talked about a lot before.
We probably did get the Super Nintendo as a birthday gift. I was pretty young still. I don't exactly remember the details of that. So, gosh, I was certainly getting Nintendo games as a gift. I'm having a hard time remembering something specifically.
Yeah, I gave my kids Escargoon last year, so that was probably the best one I ever gave. Mike, that does it for the super chats.
Wow. All right. Gosh, it's so funny, Jeff, because for a week I was not playing very many games, just only being around the essence of video games instead. But when I got home, I have been playing some stuff on the Switch again. I did play a bit of 1080 snowboarding, which is fun. And that, sometimes those N64 games are a little awkward to play just on your Switch because the N64 is such a unique controller. This seems to work pretty well right
I'm
away.
glad to hear that.
Because you don't really need the C stick for anything crazy. The Z button being on ZL or whatever it's called works really well. So it seemed like it was working pretty well, and it was fun immediately. And I would like to play more. But otherwise, still, I'm still been playing quite a bit of Star Ocean Second Story. Still been enjoying that. It's still very pretty. I'm surprised how much optional stuff there is to do. I'm doing a whole kind of chain, helping a guy unfuse with a dragon before I move on to a new continent. So I've been doing a lot of that actually. But yeah, fun stuff. I don't know if you've been playing much.
I mean, I got home, and like I said, I left my Switch here for Addie, and she's been playing a ton of Super Mario Odyssey, so I've been helping her out with that a lot. It's been hard to get it back so I can even finish Super Mario RPG. So I'm going to work on that a little bit more. I'll play some 1080, but not a lot of time. When I have had some time for games, I've been trying to get into Avatar and finish my SteamWorld build campaign. So that's what I've been spending my time on. But I will finish Super Mario RPG here pretty soon, and then I will probably play a lot of 1080 over the holidays. It's a game I like to just zone out to, and when I'm not trying to make a bunch of content, it would be cool to just play some more of that game. I would like to get to a point where I can actually do a 1080 in that game again, which is a very skill-intense thing. Like, you have to really, really work at it. And back in the day, I could do that, and it was very cool. But even just snowboarding, like racing down the hill in that game, so good. It just feels so right. So yeah, fun game to spend time with.
Absolutely. Well then, I guess that's about it.
Yep,
we did
absolutely.
it. I think that's a podcast. Fantastic.
Actually, Nick, Super Mario Odyssey is the only 10 out of 10 game of the last decade.
I don't know if it's the only 10 out of 10 game, but it is the best game in the last decade. I agree with that.
I
agree with
man,
it in theory.
I could just never stop playing it. I could play it forever.
That's so good. It's so good. 1,000,000%.
All right, I'm going to hit the button to play the music, Mike, and then we're going to get out of here real soon after that.
Yeah, we got Blake Club tomorrow. We've got Game Master Decides on Thursday. So still plenty of stuff coming up. We're able to breathe a little bit, but yeah, still just normal day jobs and everything. But hey, I'm starting to kind of get very Christmassy. I'm enjoying all the holiday stuff. Do you have any fun holiday activities planned, Jeff?
Yeah, we'll be doing the Christmas train here in a couple days, which I can't wait for. Next year, let's make sure maybe we can all go do that together, because I think we actually travel relatively close to you to do that. I think it's in your direction. And then on Christmas Eve, we always go out for a hibachi, and I'm looking forward to that so much. I can't. And I actually just ordered some Casey Joe's, that barbecue place that Dan always talks about. I ordered that, and that's going to be our Christmas dinner. I'm getting burnt ends and stuff sent over here, and all I got to do is it comes in a bag. You just boil the bag, and it heats it up, and it's good to go.
That sounds great.
I'm looking forward to Christmas, everybody. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.
Bye, everyone.
We're coming.
Oh, the same gram of scotch. I should finish it right now. I love scotch.
Thank you.
The fuck is that?
Tam? That always plays when Tam answers. My Dixie wrecked.
Tommy Tellerico Studios.